Hey everybody, after this little bit of outside camping footage, I just wanted to go over a little bit of a modification I've done to one of the arguably best value outdoor survival, bushcraft, whatever utility knives out there. So as most of you probably know, this one here is a Mora companion. I'm pretty sure that you're familiar with the size and specs on this one. This one here is a stainless version. They come also in a carbon steel version. And so when I got this knife, I just felt like the sheath wasn't really doing it justice. And so far I've actually done a lot of custom sheaths in my leather business for these knives, and sometimes the sheaths with all the different options cost way over 100 euro or dollars. And people still get them because they say, if the knife ever fails, or if I sharpen it down, or whatever happens, I'm just gonna get me another one of these incredible blades for $21 or $25 or whatever it is, and I just put it back into the sheath, and the sheath is gonna last me forever, and I just love the knife. And you know what, I actually understand that. I mean, this knife is not only extremely ergonomic, and the people designing this really understood how bushcraft or craft knives are used. It is also a beautiful belly, which is something that I kind of miss a little bit on all these new Mora knives, and this full tang version and all of those. They have this very straight blade portion and this very extreme bevel, or like belly at the top, which I'm actually not a big fan of. This one is very close still to the more classic, and there's a reason why that Mora knife has been around for hundreds of years in that style. And yeah, that's actually pretty much enough about the knife. I mean, as you know, they have even thumb ramps on the side, using them for all kind of grips, used in carving, food preparation. The thickness is perfect. What can I say? But the sheath didn't do it justice, as I said. So I got me this custom Kydex sheath from a guy in the US, who is, I think, still doing sheaths on eBay, so it's easy to find them. The guy is called S-Welke or AC Welke, or I'm not 100% sure how he's pronounced, but it spells AZWELKE, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I got me this a couple of years ago. Funny enough, it was actually more expensive than the knife, but just as I just said, this Kydex sheath is gonna hold up forever, and probably the next Mora I'm gonna get is a carbon in orange. So anyways, this is the Kydex sheath. So this is the first mod, if you want, that I did myself, because I really like carrying this Mora knife around my neck. So the Kydex sheath lets me carry it like handle down. I might put it onto my backpack straps or whatever, and we're gonna go into the mountings in a second. But this Kydex sheath is allowing all of that, and it's gonna be part of my custom knife business that is growing and growing, that I'm gonna build me a Kydex press and just start some of those sheaths myself, because some knives just really want to have a Kydex sheath. So I hope you're able to enjoy the background here. It's Kawartha Highlands National Park in the center of Ontario. A couple of things, and that's just about the knife. As far as modifications, Mora knives have stick tangs. I'm never worried about their strength, because for me it is very important that I do knife tasks with knives, and I do axe tasks with axes. And so if this is a stick tanks have been around for thousands of years. If you think about swords of the early mid ages and even the antique times, they were all stick tangs. And this whole full tang mania is not really understandable for me, because if you want to buy a very expensive beautiful knife, and that is like 4 millimeters thick, so it hardly actually works for what it is designed to do, which is woodwork and food preparation. So just that you can baton it through any kind of woods that are just the hardest that you can find, instead of using what is smart to use. This is all not really making sense for me. So stick tangs get bad rap sometimes these days, and it's absolutely not deserved. These knives are stick tangs. I have yet to see one that fails, unlike somebody batons it into a tree and tries to stand on it or something silly like that.
Sorry for the little rant, guys. As a custom knife maker myself, making stick tang and full tang knives, I enjoy both of them. The stick tang ones definitely have the benefit that you never really have to touch metal, especially here in Canada, Siberia and Scandinavia, where they're coming from mostly these days. That is definitely a big benefit. And here, actually seeing me on the Madawaska river trip in the heart of Ontario, there's going to be a video coming up soon, and you actually see a benefit of the sheath in my setup on my PFD.
It makes it possible.
Let's go on with the video.
In the back of the handle very easily, just chamfer the edges and you have a lanyard hole. So this is one of the modifications I did to this one, and the lanyard is not so much for me actually to wrap it around my hand. It is more for visibility. When I drop it into snow or something, it is very often that the lanyard stays on top and it's easier to find, and I usually choose orange and reflective colors for these kind of things. The lanyard might be a lot longer, but of course you can go ahead and make it that it's kind of a sling for your wrist, if you prepare doing that. Moskowski is talking about that quite a lot, actually using it for crafting, and then as you don't need it, just dropping it basically so it dangles around your wrist. Sorry for this taking a little bit longer. As you can see, I pretty much destroyed my hands recently. Fired up the forge and got very bad burns, and now a week after they actually start to blister and bubble, so there is still, the burn is still working under my skin. And then this one opened up, and then yesterday a piece of wood flew out of the table saw and just totally wrecked my thumb. Took a chunk out here, took a chunk out there, and bruised it badly. So everything takes a little bit longer these days, but that's part of being a craftsman, I guess. So another mod that is very, very important, I find, for this knife to be really dependable for me, and that is just really easy to do, is that I'm actually putting a little bit of a notch. I hope you can see that on top of the spine here, because these spines, especially, I find on the stainless version of these knives, they're not 100% sharp when they come to you, and it's really hard to strike a ferrule with them. Sorry, mosquito just eating me. So I actually just put that part quickly on a belt sander and just basically put a little bit of a notch in there. It's also easier for me to scrape off birch bark from an existing stick, or just processing fat wood with this kind of little notch here. And I'm pretty sure there's tons of other applications you find for this little sharp notch up here. I'm not putting my finger in it or anything like that. It might be actually functioning like this if you work something like this. I hardly actually do that. From carving every day for part of my business, I'm really used to choking up on handles and doing all kind of other things with the knife, but I don't really put my index finger up here. So for the knife, these are two modifications that are very easily done. You can do this with sandpaper. You can sharpen the whole length of the spine by just working on it with sandpaper. I would start maybe with 150 or 220 and then work myself up to maybe 320 or something, not that much higher, because you want to have a crisp edge. So you don't need a machine for that. You can just do that very easily with just sandpaper and a block of wood. Just trying to secure the knife handle somewhere in a vise or something, and just work that. It's gonna help you a lot. So for the sheath, just two little things before this video is getting too long. I'm doing to the sheath just to carry everything on it. So I really love using reflective shock cord, and this one is just a nice piece of orange shock cord. So before I open this up, this is two pieces. One is going through here, and it's going up there, and it's basically looping around, and it's building a higher riding belt loop for me. And there's tons of things you can do with these. So this one is just a belt loop where it's riding on my right side a little bit higher. I can take this out and make this loop way longer, so the whole knife is actually riding with the top of the handle being around the top of my waistband, which is way I'm more comfortable sometimes. Other than that, if I'm opening this up here and I just pull it through, which I'm gonna just do now for the demonstration. You can use paracord for this as well. I'm just trying out shock cord these days because I have a lot that I bought for my custom ferro rods. So if I'm mounting it this way, I'm getting a long lanyard that I just put around my neck and just carry it blade handle down. The second piece of shock cord I put through is it's looking like this on the back and like this on the front, and it's basically taking my belt this way if I'm carrying it inside my belt. But other than that, this is taking its scout carry on my left side, and if I'm putting it that way, it's gonna take its scout carry on my back, so I can draw it this way from the side, which is really practical. In that case, I'm switching the ferro to the other side. The ferro rod is very easily holding on here. It just has a piece of shock cord as well, and just loops through, and by pulling it, it just comes out that way. This is one of my Austrian custom ferro rods that are 3/8 thick and are produced in Austria, in my home country, not in China, and that I'm equipping with bird's eye maple handles from up here in Halliburton, Ontario. So these are some of my custom pieces that I'm providing for a lot of outdoor companies around here, and canoe outfitting companies. But what I'm doing with these is basically that I'm just looping it through here and putting the shock cord over, and I just carry it that way. It's out of the way, it's really easily accessible, and it's secure. The shock cord here is doing a great job going through your belt either way with a little bit of snug fit. It's easily adjustable, and you can take it out, you put it somewhere else in the sheath. You're putting on your backpack, on the backpack straps with these, whatever you want to do. So the shock cord, or like orange paracord, is coming in really handy. Just for a quick demo, with this notch on the back, you're getting a very, sorry for the bad camera angle. This ferro rod is doing a great job. Very hot, great sparks, and way thicker than your regular ferro rod. So thanks for watching, guys. This one got a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I hope you had fun watching. And yeah, this is very simple mods you can do to your Mora, so this might be arguably one of the best price and value bushcraft and craft utility knives for all kind of things you can buy. And with this sheath setup, and with a couple of little gimmicks like the great ferro rods and a little bit of shock cord, this is very quickly probably becoming your favorite outdoor companion, just as the name implies. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you want to give me a little thumb up, hopefully a little bit more healthy one than mine. And please subscribe to the channel and give me some feedback about the videos. It's helping me a lot. And yeah, with that, have a great day, and take care, and I'm gonna see you next time. Cheers.